Good day, welcome to your news at noon on Kaieteur Radio for Monday, August 29th, 2022. I'm Kevin Smith. Let's tell you that GRA Commissioner General Godfrey Stacia has confirmed that real-time monitoring of all imports and declared costs to support ExxonMobil's operations is already taking place. Stacia said the country is already using the automated system for customs data to monitor all ports and purported costs for thousands of imports by the oil giant and its subcontractors. And it is based on declared costs that exemptions are calculated. He said these costs may include transactions between related parties, and when the cost audit is performed, competitive costs should be utilized. Already enjoying the richness of Guyana's 6.6 million acre Stabroek oil block, the AFC believes that ExxonMobil should not be allowed to participate in the year-end auction of the remaining blocks. The party made its position clear on Friday during a press conference. Former Public Infrastructure Minister David Patterson, who serves as the opposition spokesperson on oil and gas-related matters in the National Assembly, was asked to weigh in on the matter when he said Guyanese should be enjoying Guyana's wealth rather than foreign companies. In fact, he argued that the local content legislation was crafted specifically with this goal at heart. Meanwhile, the current production sharing agreement which Guyana entered into with ExxonMobil and its partners gives the oil companies leeway to self-insure the offshore operations. This means that the oil companies are allowed to set aside an amount they believe is enough to cover any accidents that may occur during oil production rather than pay for a premium. This loophole, however, is one of the key features the APNU-AFC opposition believes should be plugged in any new oil contract. This is according to economist Elson Lowe, who serves as the opposition leader's economic and youth policy advisor. And moving on, oil and gas companies globally are positioning for record increases in cash flow while providing better returns on investment, even as rising costs have severely impacted commodity price and availability. In fact, a BMO Capital Markets report highlighted by Upstream Energy stated oil and gas producers, that should be oil and gas producers, are expected to book record cash flows while offering the best return on capital employed in 15 years. In June, BMO Capital Markets, the investment banking subsidiary of Canadian Bank of Montreal, provided an oil and gas report highlighting their view on the continued increase in prices amidst global product shortages stemming from rising demand, refinery closures, and most significantly, the loss of Russia petroleum product exports. And moving on, weeks after a wanted bulletin was issued for 26-year-old Lyndon Fordyce, called Blacka, in relation to the murder of a Venezuelan woman, the murder suspect on Saturday night surrendered to the police. Fordyce had allegedly shot and killed Rosemary Roveldo Torres while she was trying to save her friend from him. The police had issued a bulletin for Fordyce, who surrendered at the Mackenzie police station in the company of his lawyer on Saturday evening. And moving on, a 47-year-old man is now missing after leaving his friend's home at Friendship, East Bank Demerara on Thursday. The missing man has been identified as 47-year-old Jermaine Liverpool of Lot 838 Covent Garden, East Bank Demerara. According to Yvonne Liverpool, the mother of the missing man, her son suffers from epilepsy and had left their home around 14 hours on Wednesday to visit a friend's home. Relatives are seeking the public's assistance in locating the missing man. If anyone knows where Liverpool might be or has seen him, they are asked to make contact with the nearest police station or call 679-4614. The time has now moved on to 12 hours 8 in Guyana. We'll take a short break and return with your news.
Not a single bar of service.
Not with us. Digicel officially has the best mobile coverage in Guyana. Be it in Aishalton or in Etteringban, we got you covered. Digicel, better together.
You don't have to be a fountain of knowledge to help children with their schoolwork while they're at home. But you do have to be caring, understanding, loving, and patient. It's an unsettling time for everyone, but children still need a safe and secure environment. So don't overwhelm them with endless news items or problems. Keep them gainfully occupied and amused, exercised and rested. protect our children. A message from the Child Care and Protection Agency, Ministry of Human Services and Social Security, and UNICEF.
This is GHK Lal inviting you to join me weekdays from Monday to Friday on the National Outlook for commentary on a range of issues. Immediately after the 12 noon and 7 p.m. newscasts on Kaieteur Radio at 99.1 FM and 99.5 FM. Looking forward to you sharing in the conversation.
Welcome back. Let us continue with the news. Some 92 cleaners from Albion, Rose Hall and Port Morant estates are calling on the management of Gaisuco and high authorities to reconsider a decision made to move them from the unit to execute other works such as weeding and cutting cane. The workers were told that there was no money available to pay them to execute the recleaning work, which consists of the cleaning of the canals for the clear passage of punts. As a result, the workers are upset over the decision and staged a protest last Friday morning at the Albion estate, calling for the intervention of the government. And after completing a $150 million expansion and rehabilitation of the Chedi Jagan International Airport at Tamari, government will be pumping another $150 million into the facility. The Ministry of Public Works invited for bids to undertake drainage improvement and flood control structures to facilitate these additional works, and the engineer estimated that it would cost some $150 million. Despite calls from the APNU-FC opposition to have a clean voters list before any elections, with one party even threatening to boycott the upcoming local government polls, GCAM is adamant that it could only work within the confines of the law where the matter of removing names from that list is concerned. In fact, the elections body is adamant that there are legal methods to be followed to remove any elector from that list that must be observed. And at this point, as usual, we close things off with the page 7 of today's Kaieteur News, dedicated to being blunt. Real-time costs monitoring. Vice President Bharat Jagdeo has taken on too much with this oil and he is slipping. Specifically, he erred terribly in saying that there is no co-management arrangement to help Guyana track ExxonMobil's spending and maintain checks on the authenticity of the oil company's bills. Mr. Jagdeo's assertion that we lack the power to do so is another failure on his part and raises questions on how much he knows and how much he is for Guyana, where our oil wealth is concerned. Section 7.1 of the 2016 oil contract vests the power to audit and verify ExxonMobil's expenses incurred in the hands of the Minister of Natural Resources. The contract provisions must be employed to its maximum to ensure that ExxonMobil is not tricking us, cheating us, or pulling the wool over our eyes. We must monitor expenses real time and start doing so now. All the powers embedded in Section 7.1 must be utilized for the fullest benefit for Guyana. Mr. Jagdeo and Mr. Bharat must show that they are both on the job and up to the job. Enough with these costly failures. And that wraps things up for your news at noon on Kaieteur Radio. I'm Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening.